Happy holidays, New Mexico. I'm Ryan Laughlin. Thanks for joining me. In this look back, we're going to look at the best of the heart of New Mexico in 2024. This time of year, families get together for quality time and great food, and a couple of local guys think their restaurant is a key ingredient to helping some people stay out of trouble. There's something about food
so hungry
that brings people together.
He knows all my secrets. I know his secrets.
If you ask Ralph Martinez how he met Fernando Ruiz, he'll say,
on accident. Or there's no such things as an accident.
They share meals and stories.
I really can't say a whole lot about yet. I might have to wait another 3 years with statute limitation stuff.
Martinez grew up in this part of Espanola.
We'd come to Dandy's, we'd play the video games.
It's also the place he nearly died.
I lived underneath a bridge just right across the street from Dandy's.
Hopelessly addicted to heroin, he did whatever it took to get high. Until one day.
I remember this one particular time I said, forget it. I'm done. I knew what I was doing. I drew up a whole syringe full of heroin, which is 50 cc's. And I remember doing it. I remember the feeling that I had. I remember seeing kind of things starting to get black, and then the next thing I know, I woke up, I'm in an ambulance.
A good Samaritan and a bunch of Narcan saved his life.
I came to the acceptance that life isn't a race. That life isn't a race. And I came to the acceptance that I still had life to live. And that was huge. That was big for me. That was a big moment.
He cleaned up. In Arizona,
I was homeless for 3 or 4 months. I can't imagine being homeless for 6 years.
Ruiz was coming to his own realizations.
My hardest part was not to stop doing drugs. My hardest part was to stop selling drugs.
He found his own way.
We welcome Chef Fernando Ruiz.
Ruiz quit pushing drugs when he started cranking up the heat in the kitchen.
The job you want when you're locked up is in the kitchen. A little bit of cheese and any jail and or prison. For the simple fact that you get to eat good.
He took his talent.
I want you to get into the spirit of the season.
To winning 3 Food Network cooking contests.
We just got to talking, and one thing led to another, and here we are.
Now these two sinners think they've crafted a recipe for redemption in Santa Fe. At Escondido,
What's cool is this is our parking lot for the restaurant.
the pair cooked up an idea to staff the kitchen at their new taco joint
I'm a 6-time convicted felon.
with people like them.
And so I know how it is to try to get a position even at a gas station. 7.5. Women, 7.5. Women, 7.5. Come on up.
It starts with handing out the kitchen essentials.
Yeah or nah? Tell me, yeah or nah? Is that cool? Are they cool? Are they dope? Okay.
To outfit would-be kitchen workers who are still a little raw.
I want them to be comfortable. I want them to be themselves. I don't want them to think like I'm the principal and they're going to get in trouble if they do something wrong.
A lot of them have done something wrong.
Getting those cuffs put on you is no fun, huh?
About a dozen, mostly teenagers, have broken the law, and they're about to undergo a month-long culinary crash course.
Thank you. Thank you.
Martinez and Ruiz are founding the Entrepreneurial Institute of Northern New Mexico, a nonprofit that caught the eye of a state lawmaker and won funding to train people to help get them jobs and stay out of jail.
So what you're going to do is just come out of it and keep it here.
4 weeks later, this group has been taught the techniques and is Serve Safe certified, a key ingredient to a career in the kitchen. The final course is dinner for some powerful people who caught the aroma of early homegrown success.
I knew about poverty. I knew about addiction. I didn't know it in depth until I went through it. I understand how easy it could be to end up in a situation like this, and I understand how hard it could be to get out of a situation like this.
Serving others, showing the heart of New Mexico.
But I also know the healing that comes along with piecing your life back together.
All right, Johnny James struck gold in the age of internet attention, but his past is not as funny as the videos that have made him so well known.
Hey, you want to smell my keys?
His TikTok videos connect with tens of thousands.
So you think you're all bad now, or what?
To understand why Johnny James is the everyman New Mexican,
Look, you got it.
There he goes, there he goes.
you have to understand where he came from.
I know. It was hard. It was fun. It was hard.
Cecilia Valdez, mom, recalls starting her family in a trailer home in San Fidel.
You know, we didn't have a lot, but we still had so much. We were good. We were good.
Johnny, his younger brother, baby sister, mom, and dad, Ray Jr., lived here. The house is gone, but this spot is Johnny's foundation.
And as you can see, it was multiple times, you know, we didn't have the same concrete. This is probably the nicest piece of it.
Learning the ropes from his dad and his dad's dad.
I swear I get my hustle from my grandpa for sure.
Ray Sr. ran Ray's Bar on the same lot where Johnny grew up.
There was still a line, but my dad was like, "No, we got to get out of here early." And my grandpa was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm closing the drive-thru." And my grandpa was like, "You better open that. You see that line out there? Do they got money? We're selling it until the money's gone." That stuck with me, bro.
It's where his career in hip-hop took off. His parents always supportive, despite challenges.
I knew he was going somewhere. He wouldn't tell me exactly but I knew. I knew in the back of my mind where he was going.
Johnny dropped out of school in the 11th grade and made money selling drugs.
I learned business out in the streets, right? Which was probably a good and a bad thing because they don't directly correlate, but there's a lot of similarities, bro. Get it for cheap, sell it for more, right?
It wasn't just about making money.
I'll be 100% transparent. I'm an addict too, but I was able to be self-aware enough to know when I was so close to, like, I've looked over that edge a whole bunch of times, bro.
Opioids had a grip on his family.
I remember helping bringing somebody back from an overdose when I was about 6. We threw him in the tub. My dad was slapping him. We were throwing ice on him, and that was the first time I remember having to do that as a youngster. Wasn't my last. Definitely wasn't my last.
Like father, like son.
My dad was probably the highest functioning addict I've ever met in my entire life. And even though my dad did do what my dad did, he was there. I had a dad. You know how many of my friends that didn't have a dad? My dad showed up to every game. My dad was always there.
Always there. Until 2017.
I hated it. I hated it. But, you know, it's a part of who we are and how we are now.
Ray Jr. Maestas died of a heroin overdose.
Being here, I miss him, bro. Like, there's so much that I want to talk to him about. He didn't get to see how crazy it is now. I just want to hear what he would think, you know what I mean? Like, I want to hear how he would feel. I miss him, bro.
Now, on the right side of the law,
Oh, what's cracking?
Long time no see.
Yeah, man.
Johnny gets noticed.
Johnny, nice to meet you, brother. From Laguna. Hey,
From San Fidel
With flow, baby.
Hey, Johnny, brother.
to Central, Johnny is on a new mission.
It's kind of carving out a lane for us down here to not have to leave down here.
Showing success is possible no matter where you started.
Now we're connecting dots, we're connecting people, we're connecting culture, right?
Using his reputation
Right now, Ruidoso needs our help.
to raise over $70,000 for wildfire relief. That is why Johnny connects with people,
Amor, brother.
his similarities, and shared values.
We were with family. It was always about family, always.
All right, coming up next, the story of a boundary-breaking man they call Rocket. This next Heart of New Mexico is all about a New Mexico man who is breaking barriers and records. This year, he was honored on the national stage, and we should all be proud to call him one of our own.
They call me Rocket.
Ross is fast. Not just because his email address says so.
This is my little area here.
And it's not because of the pace he completes his work. Buried in the back of sports systems with reggae blaring.
Kind of looks like a iron that your mom has.
Ross Anderson describes himself as part artist,
This is specifically for waxing.
part chemist.
If you really look at the science to it, you're melting the snow and you're making a bead of water, and that's what you're gliding on.
He would know because he has done something no other American skier has.
Having the all-American record, the fastest skier in the Western Hemisphere, at a speed of 154.06 miles per hour.
Skiing faster than the speed you'd hit.
Aerodynamics and gravity.
Falling out of an airplane.
You're in it 24/7, your mind, your body, your spirit, everything has to be involved in it.
But it's not his speed record he's most proud of.
There really was no real role model for a native kid like myself to look up to.
Anderson was born in New Mexico at the Holloman Air Force Base and adopted at just 2 weeks old.
You know, you had Billy Mills, you had Jim Thorpe for track, and they were native, but there really wasn't anybody in the snow sports of skiing part.
The Cheyenne-Arapaho tribe member always competed with a purpose.
I represent all native, all indigenous. That's why I have that helmet. This is the actual record helmet that I used when I went 154.
He took his airbrushed headdress helmet around the world, competing for his country, and it got people's attention.
But I got a lot of looks and a lot of people interested in what I do and in the culture.
Like that one time in France.
The kid talked in French, telling her mom, you know, where's his horse? You know, where's his, bow and arrow and stuff.
Proudly sharing his culture with grace.
They didn't know. They never saw a Native American Indian before, ever.
He joked his horse and bow are never far away.
I said, yeah, it's down there in the base.
Even on his home slopes, Anderson's achievements are not known far and wide. But that's about to change. As the newest inductee in the U.S. Ski and Snowboard Hall of Fame, he says he's the first full-blooded Native American in the Hall.
It comes in waves for me. Sometimes it's the reality part, and sometimes it hits you and your stomach turns into butterflies.
Back at Sports Systems, there's a shrine in his honor.
Well, I always play with them in the beginning. I say, you know who that guy is? And they always look around. I say, well, that guy's pretty fast.
Anyone can order a World Cup rocket tune.
And then I said, well, that's me. And their mouth opens and it's like, oh, no way.
Anderson now hopes he will be that role model he never had.
Whoever you are, especially as a Native American, you can do whatever you want.
New Mexico was once part of the Wild West, maybe still is a little bit. It was pretty common to see cowboys come and go. Well, today the cowboys of old might be a dying breed, but we caught up with one who has been all across the land of enchantment for a good cause. The road looks long, but this journey has been a long time coming.
Well, I started this ride 25 years ago.
A bucket lister for Bud Kingston and now Roa.
She's a 4-year-old mare.
The connection between man and horse goes back a lifetime for Bud. He attempted this 400-mile ride across New Mexico's stretch of U.S. Highway 60 2 decades ago. He only made it halfway.
I've always wanted to go back and complete the entire ride, but wasn't able to.
Until now.
I thought he was nuts.
Lori Michael rides horses with Bud.
I really thought it was crazy for most of the time until probably a few weeks ago when things really started to solidify.
They mapped out a plan.
He started finding families along the route, along Highway 60, that offered their properties up for him to camp at. He had figured how many miles a day he would ride. Restaurants giving him free meals.
Good chance it's going to be Huevo Rancheros.
And it really kind of felt like it could work.
Bud has always wanted to do this ride.
A lot of people say you do stuff the old-fashioned way.
But it's not just for him.
You go and make a good horse out of him. And the only way of doing that is lots of miles, sweaty saddle blankets, sweat dripping off them a little bit, but that makes a good, dependable, reliable horse.
As Roa learns the road, there's hope they'll help other horses.
There really is a greater need than there is ability to care for all of them.
This ride is raising money for the Walkin' in Circles Ranch.
We do our best to take in as many as we can.
The horse rescue takes in sick, abused, abandoned horses. And nobody knows what it takes to turn a horse around better than Colton Smith.
What I'm trying to get into her head is, if you listen to me, I will keep you safe.
He gets them ready to be adopted.
There's goods and bads of a lot of jobs, but that's what keeps you going out here.
He knows Bud, too.
Oh, yeah.
Says he's an old cowboy.
They're kind of a different breed. I'd like to believe that I'm tough like them, but it's like, how old is Bud?
And I'm 65.
These days, more people turn to horsepower.
I don't know that I could do that ride, and I've spent my whole life in the saddle.
Colton joined Bud for part of this ride.
I definitely don't know that I could do that ride and be grinning the whole time.
A tougher way to travel. It's how our state has been explored for hundreds of years. Even if those days might seem long gone.
The wife at first said, no way, you're not going to go do that. You're not as young as you used to be, all this.
By then, the horse was out of the barn.
I said, I'm fine, I'm in good shape. I'll be all right.
For 2 weeks, he watched the number on the mile marker signs grow.
I've seen a lot of New Mexico up close. Traveled this route in a car, and I've seen things that I haven't seen before.
As word of his epic journey outpaced him,
the locals have been tremendously well. She agrees.
Some rushed to spread the news, while others just wanted a picture of the passerby.
What it's all about. Thank you.
The smile will rarely tell the toll this trail is taking.
It seemed like it was really hot.
All just part of being an old cowboy.
There's like this idea that old cowboys are hard on horses. I think old cowboys are hard on everything, including themselves, and they expect as much from their horses as they expect from themselves.
His heart for horses.
I've never met somebody who loves a horse more than an old cowboy.
Coming up next, the legacy of a beloved Espanola bakery, the Lovin' Oven.
This landscape can be both breathtaking and harsh. But we thrive here because this is our home. We build communities, raise families, celebrate cultures, go to work. We are where you are, constantly on the move, eyewitness to life, reporting stories of struggle, triumph, frustration, and joy with one common thread. We all love it here, where people are resilient beyond expectation, and so we are passionate. We search for the heart and soul of our state. In every story, it's people, our people.
His life's work is the definition of delicious. Dino Martinez ran the Lovin' Oven Bakery in Espanola for more than 30 years. When he decided to try retirement in June, his community decided to celebrate him. Long before the sun comes up, and well before the beard nets go on,
it's been real early.
Folks in Espanola would see this familiar Ford parked in front of the Lovin' Oven Bakery.
It is an awesome day.
Dino Martinez gets to work early.
10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, midnight.
For 33 years, Dino hand cuts every single donut that has people from all over the state lined up before the doors open.
Have people from Taos and Cuesta, Peñasco, Hernandez, San Juan, Santa Clara, San Alfonso, Alcalde, Velarde.
When the doors open on this day,
it's something else.
Dino knows people will stand and wait, some for more than an hour, to get their donuts.
I mean, it's going to be a non-ending stop.
Because today is not any day for Dino.
I don't want to scare myself.
It is the last day.
To be honest with you, I would tell myself I don't ever plan to retire, because retiring is like being put out to pasture, just waiting, you know.
Weighing the decision to walk away from the business where his wife, his kids, and grandkids grew up is not easy.
Knowing that all these people have been there for us, and I asked myself to be able to walk away from this, knowing that so many people depended on us, I don't know, it's bothersome.
It is difficult for Dino to move on because his impact extends far beyond the bakery.
Dino, we're gonna miss Dino.
Gerald Martinez has seen it from across the street.
Look at this parking lot. It's already overflowing.
At his family-owned and operated business, the Stop and Eat Drive-In.
He was donating lots of donuts, dozens of donuts.
Community gatherings, family functions, when that new fire station opened, and school meetings, Dino has donated donuts.
And let me tell you, these volunteers have big hearts. I mean, I can never match what they do.
He calls them heroes.
Those are volunteers that make this world happen. And they don't do it through an act of Congress or whatever. I mean, they do it through the goodness of their heart.
And through the years, the Lovin' Oven has made its mark on the Espanola Valley, documented from the police blotter to the thank yous and honors from people in all walks of life.
Totally overwhelming. I mean, sometimes I wonder if I'm dreaming or what.
Mr. Dino Martinez.
Then the Espanola mayor and city council honored him in a way he wasn't expecting.
Then when they handed us the key to the city, you're like, wow. I mean, so if you ever want to go into the city, let me know. I got the key.
His business philosophy best stated on the t-shirts his family wears.
We meet as strangers and we part as friends and we reunite as family.
His customers know.
He's worked early mornings and late nights, and I think he deserves this moment for sure.
I know everybody's sad, but on the flip side, I am happy for him because I know that we have to do what fulfills our soul, and he's at a point where he needs to live his life, and we owe it to him.
For the first time in more than 3 decades, there are no cars in the parking lot this week.
It's just that time where, you know what I mean, time to slow down a little bit.
The Lovin' Oven is closed.
I hope I can stay away. You know what I mean?
I'm fresh.
It wasn't the sweet treats sold, it was giving away donuts and the years of early mornings that Dino says has given him more than he could have imagined.
I can't ask for any more blessings than that.
And there are rumors that Dino may have failed at retirement, slowing down but doing some donuts. You might have to slow down next time you pass the Lovin' Oven in Espanola. Thank you for joining me for this Heart of New Mexico special. It is an honor and a pleasure to share your stories. Happy holidays from all of us here at KOB4.